Evolution mirrors the business world. Securing the right niche almost ensures success. Some animals have adapted to their ecosystems in ways that are astonishingly effective, showcasing skills so unique and extraordinary that they seem almost mythical. From creatures wielding love dart harpoons and deploying explosive defenses to those with insatiable appetites and lifespans spanning half a millennium, here are 10 animals with truly remarkable abilities. Number 10. Nature's rock climbers. The viral video of a goat climbing up a vertical dam in Italy a few years ago may have left you with sweaty palms. However, the brave climber is an alpine ibex mountain goat and is perfectly adapted for the climb. These wall scalers live in the steep mountains of the European Alps and feed on any available vegetation. They have short legs, strong muscles, and split hooves with sharp sides and concave undersides, making them excellent climbers. In fact, they can jump 6 feet in the air without a running start. Their gripping hooves and immaculate balance are particularly useful for climbing treacherous rock faces, which often feature salty mineral deposits. Salt is essential for nerve and muscle functions, especially in alpine locations where food can be scarce. Therefore, when you see an animal licking a wall, they're likely after the salt. Number 9. Bornean ninja slug. The Borneo ninja slug is found in Sabah and gets its name for its creative use of projectiles. These long-tailed yellow-green slugs shoot love darts at potential mates from sniping spots high up in the canopy. These darts are made of calcium carbonate and give a whole new meaning to the long-distance relationship. The darts, produced inside the males and shot out at speed, penetrate the female's skin and release a hormone expected to increase the male's chances for reproduction. It's not 100% effective, however, so for all those male ninja slugs out there, don't get overly reliant. Number 8. The Immortal Jellyfish. The Scylla jellyfish, also known as Turritopsis dohrnii, has been called the Immortal Jellyfish due to its remarkable ability to reverse its own life cycle. This means that it can seemingly revert to earlier stages of its development at will. Scientists are still trying to understand how this happens, but the jellyfish is able to reassign the function of its cells through a process called transdifferentiation. Some jellyfish have even gone through multiple life cycles. The only 2 ways that this creature can die are if it's eaten by a predator or if it contracts a disease. This ability to reassign cell functions has significant implications for treating human problems like aging and cancer. Unfortunately, it won't be easy to harness this ability, as humans and jellyfish are vastly different. For now, we can marvel at the fact that while we inevitably grow old and die, these little blobs will still be thriving in the ocean. Number 7. Sperm whale. The majestic sperm whale will blow your mind with more than just its blowhole. Like other whales, the sperm whale uses echolocation and vocalizations, but theirs reach 230 decibels, comparable to the sound of an air rifle firing right next to you. This impressive feat, achieved by the way of forcing pressurized air between its lips, makes the sperm whale the loudest animal on Earth. Equally awesome is how long they can hold their breath. Sperm whales can go 90 minutes without resurfacing for a gasp with the good stuff. Compared with our human record of 24 minutes, we've clearly got a ways to go. Whales are able to hold their breath for so long because of their body's high concentrations of electrically charged proteins called hemoglobin and myoglobin, which helps to oxygenate blood and muscle. Number 6. Malaysian Exploding Ant. There are kamikaze soldier ants that can be found in Malaysia and Brunei, and they are willing to make the ultimate sacrifice for the greater good of their colony. These ants have poison-filled glands in their bodies, and when the colony is facing serious danger, they will violently contract their muscles, rupturing the glands and spraying the poison in all directions. The poison is a sticky chemical irritant that can coat all nearby predators, potentially immobilizing them. Similarly, termites can also become suicide bombers. As they age, they grow 2 backpacks containing a deadly poison, which allows them to help defend the colony when it is under attack. If an attacker bites the poison gland, it will burst, sticking to intruders and corroding their bodies. It's amazing to think about how these tiny creatures have such incredible defense mechanisms. Number 5. Cancer-detecting dogs. Dogs have extremely powerful noses, with 300 million scent receptors. In addition to a secondary smelling device in the backs of their noses called Jacobson's organ, this latter organ allows dogs to uniquely detect certain volatile compounds by scent, which may offer an explanation for their incredible ability to detect cancer. Various studies beginning in the 80s have investigated the seemingly miraculous claim, with some contention over the years. However, a 2004 study published in the British Medical Journal claimed with substantial authority that dogs can be trained to distinguish patients with bladder cancer on the basis of urine odor more successfully than would be expected by chance alone. Amazingly, some of these specially trained dogs are correct in their detection more than 95% of the time, a rate higher than some lab diagnosis methods. Get that dog a lab coat and a stethoscope. There's a new doctor in town, though I hear his methods are a little rough. Number 4. Cryo-Frogs. The North American wood frog is a small amphibian that can be found in the forests of Alaska and the Northeast in the United States. Despite its unassuming appearance, this frog has a remarkable ability to survive freezing temperatures during the winter. When the temperature drops, the frog's body freezes over and its heart stops beating. To survive this harsh environment, the frog produces a homemade antifreeze by mixing high amounts of urine in the blood with glucose produced in the liver. This prevents the cells in their bodies from becoming too dehydrated, which is crucial as losing more than 60% of cells' water results in irreversible damage. Once spring arrives, the frog thaws, its heart starts beating again, and it hops out into the warmer weather. Although the process is still not fully understood, if we can learn more about it, there may be endless possibilities for humans and even space travel. Number 3. The magic memory worm. Planarian flatworms are little-known creatures. They reside in both saltwater and freshwater rivers and ponds. They can reproduce either sexually or asexually, with the former type being hermaphrodites. This, of course, means they're not particularly fussy when it comes to the junk of their potential partners. Planarians possess the skill of regeneration, which is the ability to regrow lost body parts. This is incredible on its own, but there's more. When planarians are cut into pieces, each piece of their body can regenerate into another complete organism over a mere matter of weeks. Just imagine someone cutting your leg off, only for your leg to regenerate into an identical twin or clone servant. Black boy, fetch me more wine. The key to this fascinating ability is the presence of adult stem cells that are commonly referred to as neoblasts. These cells can be assigned any function and can self-replicate as needed. But the most incredible thing about planarians was discovered in a 2013 study carried out at Tufts University in Massachusetts. The study found that when a planarian head is cut from its body and the body is left to grow a new head, the regenerated head somehow retains the memories and knowledge of the old one. The original worms were familiarized with an environment, learning to tolerate light and open spaces, which usually they instinctively avoid. Amazingly, these learned characteristics were passed down to the replicated worms after the removal of the entire head, including the brain. This seems to suggest some level of memory and knowledge storage occurs within DNA, which threatens to shake our understanding of how information is passed from generation to generation. Does this mean somewhere deep down you might remember the night when your parents made you? Oh dear God. I wouldn't worry too much though, unless your dad can secretly self-replicate. Imagine all those dad jokes if he could. Number 2, black swallower. There is a fish known as the black swallower, which lives up to 10,000 feet below the surface of the ocean. It is a small fish that grows up to a maximum of 10 inches. However, it has an unbelievable appetite and can eat prey up to 10 times its own mass. Because of its stretchy stomach, it can swallow its prey whole. In 2007, a dead black swallower was found off the coast of the Cayman Islands with a 34-inch mackerel in its stomach, and its gut had burst from the size of the meal. Despite its impressive eating abilities, however, if its stomach can't digest its meal in time, it can cause natural decomposition, which can inflate and eventually burst its gut, usually killing it in the process. This causes its gut to float to the surface of the water, making it easier to locate them. In addition, there are other interesting creatures in the world, such as the luminous ostracod, or seed shrimp. When threatened, it produces light which can alert predators. Fish that eat the shrimp spit it out in a blaze to avoid being detected. Dung beetles are another example, which can push and pull over 1,000 times their own body weight. Lastly, there's the kangaroo rat, which never drinks water in its life and survives solely on moisture and food. Number 1. Geriatric sharks. The Greenland shark is known to be the longest living vertebrate on Earth and lives in the freezing waters of the Arctic. These ancient creatures can mature sexually at the age of 150 years and live for up to 500 years. In 2016, scientists identified one of the oldest known living vertebrates, a 400-year-old Greenland shark. These creatures can live even longer. Scientists determined the age of these sharks by examining the cells of their lenses. The lenses grow outward from an initial layer, and each new layer stays pretty much the same after it's formed, making it possible to identify the age of a shark, similar to counting the rings of a tree. The secret to their long life is their slow metabolism and maturation due to the cold environment in which they live. Their cells denature at a much slower rate than ours, and their hearts only beat once every 12 seconds or so. This slowness of life is the key to their longevity. As for the myth about activated almonds and apple cider vinegar, it's just a joke. So, if you want to live forever, rewatch this video on half speed. If it doesn't work, let me know in 500 years. Let me know in the comments below which animal surprised you the most. Thank you for watching.